Did you guys get coffee? Was Raceway open there? So a couple things, guys, just a quick little overview, and then we're going to jump on. We'll have a quick little safety orientation, talk about a few things, and then we're going to get right into it. But again, I want to remind you that the goal with today's course, I don't want you to gauge it with what's in the fish box at the end of the day. I want you to gauge it with, you know, the fundamentals of what you learn, right, and what you pick up, and not only on the topics that we're going to be discussing, you know, wahoo fishing, but the fundamentals in general, because a lot of the stuff that we do applies to all fishing. You've been following on YouTube or on our streaming? On YouTube. Okay.
And then went over to the website.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. I found that I have a little bit of time to do these hands-on instructional fishing courses. Very, very specific, right? Not a charter, because of course a charter, look, they just want you to catch fish. They're going to put you on the reef. You're going to catch some yellowtail, and it is what it is. Here, that's not what this is about. It really is just spending that one-on-one quality time with people and really helping them. So this way, when you walk away at the end of the day, you're just a more successful angler. And wahoo's always stuck with me. You know, it's such an amazing fish, right? It's a trophy fish. And I like to say with wahoo, you go from 0 to hero in one bite. There's a lot of different ways to target them, and we've kind of developed a really cool strategy down here, but we'll get into that. Our goal for today, depending on what I see out there, you know, will really kind of dictate where we're going to start, what we're going to do. I want you to understand we are trophy hunting. This is not about quantity. This is about quality. At my stage in my angling career, I'm going big or I'm not going. And understand we can also get away with fishing mono because look at the connection point, how it's in the front of the bait. When a wahoo attacks this bait, he's not trying to eat it on his first swipe. He's trying to cut off its propulsion. He comes in from the side, he comes in from the back to cut off the tail, to then turn back around and eat the rest of the bait. So with our connection point far forward, that gives us that ability to fish mono. We'll see what happens. The plan right now, based on already what I'm seeing, how calm it is, as long as there's not a lot of grass out there on the edge, is we're gonna get to the edge. We're going to start wahoo fishing, heading in the direction of where I wanna go wreck fishing. And that will depend, you know, what we see, how it goes. We may troll all the way there for 25, 30 miles, okay? We may not. Again, we'll play that by ear once we get out here. Stick that one up there. Stick that, we'll put them all in position. We'll wait for Jake. And then we'll pull that one back, and you might be wondering, well, why do you pull this one from way up there back here and not use this one? Because remember what I said, they're 9 feet long, so if this comes up, boom, it stops right there. We fish the same spread. It's very consistent. That's going to be our long bait, number 6, number 5, number 4, number 3. So we're staggering them in distance and in depth based on the lure itself. Now that we've stopped, what I do is I'm evaluating what direction are we moving in. Is there current? Is there wind? And I can see there's very little current. We're moving at 0.2 miles an hour. There's no current. Also, when I look around, do I see grass? You know, what do I see? I'm constantly looking for everything. Let's get the boat headed in the right direction, and then we're going to set our spread. When we get bit, not if, I'm going to say when we get bit, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to say just wait, because I'm going to keep the boat moving forward for about 5 to 8 seconds. And hopefully, if there may be another fish with them, you know, might jump on another lure, it may get a double. We get bit, who's on the fish?
I'll take it.
Okay, so you're on the fish, you're on the gaff. You're going to jump to the rod. You're not going to touch anything. You're familiar with how to use these Tiagras. You just grab the handle and turn it. We're going to back off the drag a little because right now we have a lot of drag because we have the boat moving forward. We have big lures in the water that are creating a lot of, you know, tension, so to speak. But once that boat slows down, we can reduce some of that pressure to reduce the risk of ripping that hook out of that fish. The boat's going to continue to be moving forward at all times. We're going to pull the throttle back, but continue to move forward. That's going to help keep that line tight. That's number 1. Number 2, it's also going to keep that fish coming right up the pipe. He's going to come right up the pipe until he gets right there. Once he gets right behind the boat, he's going to make a decision. Am I going this way or this way? That's when you need to react. Because if you're reeling from over here and he goes this way, you're gonna have to maneuver the rod under, over, around. We try not to reel in the other lures. Understand your gaff. Get a good, comfortable handle on your gaff. This is a heavy gaff, okay? If you grab it firmly, okay? Don't make this gaff an extension of your arm, okay? And understand where that hook is at all times. The hook, 6 o'clock. Remember, I don't know what way that fish is gonna go. If I'm fishing alone and the fish comes up here and the gaff's over there, and it's a 70-pounder, what do? You know, so I always fish, and when I'm alone, I actually fish 3 gaffs. I put one in the center, because if it's a big fish and I need 2 gaffs, once again, how do I get to that gaff? We haven't gotten bit. Don't say, oh my God, let me reel it in and change the color, like I said before. No, they're swimming. You don't do a damn, this is 3/4 of the battle, is getting to this point. And make no mistake, this didn't happen overnight. This is literally hundreds of hours, and I can't tell you how many trips dialing it in.
This is 6.
This is 6, so 6 sections, okay? And remember, we have 30 feet before the section on all of them. The flying fish right there, see them skittering? Okay, great sign, because remember, the food, we gotta find the food. If the food are here, there's a chance Wahoo are here. If there's no food, if we don't read any bait, we don't see any flyers, and if you're fishing a dead ocean, it's tough to find them and fool them. And they move, I like to say Wahoo move in waves. They move through an area in a wave. So the next 3 days, there could be a wave of fish moving, and then for 3 days, it's barren. And if you're over there at the right 3, there he is, that's him. Look the way, wait. Oh, he dropped it. Did you see the rod tip going? That was him, dude. It's a good little warm up. Got our heart pumping there for a second. But again, good sign, right? We saw flying fish, got a bite, doesn't matter what bite, something bit it, you know? That right there is a good sign, means there's some activity, there's some life. That's a fish. Okay, start reeling. Unless the lure is completely fucked up. You feel something on there now?
Yeah, I feel something.
It could be, dude. You know, again, could be. Hard to tell. Like not a real solid good Wahoo bite, you know? It could even just be a tangle or the lure. It just seemed really, really odd. Something on there, was something small. Okay, lift up and walk back. Yeah, there's a fish on there. Hold your rod tip down, big Wahoo, rod tip down, get the other gap, rod tip down. Get back off on the drag, big Wahoo. Absolutely fooled us. Take the rod out of the rod holder, get the other gap, hold that rod tip down, walk up, you get in a 6 o'clock position, okay? Reach out, hold the rod tip down, wait. Lift up, nice and easy, lift up. Okay, gap him, go ahead, take a practice shot.
Yep.
Go ahead. We got him. Nice. All right, woo. Okay, hang on, go down with the gaff. That one really fooled us. He came racing right toward the boat. Woo! That was crazy. No, that one completely threw us for a loop. And you see him jump back here? I mean, you know, he grabbed the bait, hit it, and then came racing toward the boat. That's why we're like, oh, it came loose. And then as he got closer to the boat, jumped, realized he was hooked, and then it was on from there. Not a giant, but a beautiful fish, right? You know, that fish right there is 2 years old. Okay, he's in the mid-20s somewhere. He's going on his 2nd year. What did I say? He ate this rod. Remember I said this one gets bit 90% of the time.